What's good, party people? This is Coordinator Woods, and I am here at CMMA in Gardena, California with the head honcho, Chad the Savage George. He is a Bellator veteran, WEC veteran, Combat Jiu Jitsu world champion, and I mean, literally the coach of champions. It seems like every time I'm here, there seems to be another belt on the mantle. But Chad, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Just waiting for Friday to get here so we can cut this weight off, get some food in me, and then go fight on Saturday.
Yeah, and Saturday for Lights Out, July 6th at the Burbank Marriott and Convention Center. It's almost a culmination of one aspect of your life and your transition to full-time coach. How are you feeling?
I feel great, you know. Coaching was never something that I thought I was going to have such an affinity for, but over the years I've developed a passion for it that has really taken over, and I think that for me, it's a natural transition for me to go. You know, I've been fighting for a very long time, and now we have so many hungry up-and-comers in my school. Not even up-and-comers, but we also have a lot of veterans too. And, you know, they need my attention now. And so after we get past Saturday, focus is all them.
No, for sure. And focus is something that I definitely want to touch on because, again, the litany of championships that adorn the office space here at CMMA, it's really impressive. So there's a moment that you have with each one of your fighters right before they step into the cage that, I mean, you give them your undivided attention in a way that most coaches that I've seen haven't done. So it's kind of cool that you're going to transition right back into full-time coaching. What would you say is the biggest moment of your professional career in terms of your fights? There's a lot of fights, long career, but what would you say is the most important?
Well, I've had a lot of amazing fights, you know, but I think the most amazing moment is actually a culmination, and it's the impact that my career has been able to have on other people. And, you know, I've been doing this for 15 years now, and I know the journey that I've been on this entire time. I know what I've gone through to get where I am today, and I know the stories that I've been able to tell because of the adversity that I've had to overcome, the trials and tribulations that I've had to battle. And I think through my career, that's really what's been the most amazing part about it, is the impact that I've been able to make on people around the world.
Now, does it kind of shock you a little bit in terms of people coming up to you and like, hey, I remember when? That's got to be a cool feeling to know that you've left such an indelible mark in this sport that you love so much.
Yeah, it does. You know, at the same time, it's also kind of funny though, because, you know, a lot of times people bring up something from my documentary or bring from WEC, and they'll say things like, "Oh, I was watching you when I was a kid," and I was like, "Oh my God, you're making me feel old." You know, so that kind of stuff is fun. But I'm extremely appreciative of everybody that's been beside me all these years, even the people that are just turning on to it now. You know, it's really cool. I'd like to think I'm part of the first wave of bantamweights to ever fight in the sport, which is pretty amazing.
Absolutely, and it's another amazing thing because you're raising a whole new line of bantamweights. I mean, we're talking Victor Henry, the Dave bantamweight champion, a couple of amateur guys that are on the horizon, and that's got to be kind of cool because you were part of the first wave of that division, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. You know, I'm just happy and fortunate that I can pass on the stuff that I've learned over the years so that these guys can have something that I never had, which is somebody who's been through it to guide them. You know, I've had coaching and I've had this stuff my entire career, but in the beginning there was nobody that had done it before. There was, you know, we were trying to figure this stuff out as we went, and now I've done it. I've been on every stage of the game. I've been across every adversity that you could think of, from being homeless to being broke to being humiliated to being on top. So I can give these guys a platform for them to be able to say, okay, I had been taught about this, you know, and now they can take this information. Listen, here's the outline. If you want to be a champion, go do it. If you don't, it's because you didn't want to listen and you want to do your own thing, which is fine. You know, sometimes what one person articulates to one, it's not the right delivery or it's not the right message. So yeah, I get it, you know, but we have a lot of guys in here that are hungry as hell, and they're making amazing things happen.
No, for sure. And I've been witness to some of those amazing things. And shout out to Cody Davis, who just won a Knockouts championship. That's
Well,
pretty cool.
he also won the California state title the same night.
See, so double champ. Everybody wants to run around and talk about champ status. Cody Davis, a disciple of Chad George. So that's really cool.
The thing about Cody is, you know, he's only been training 2 years. He had no previous experience. He had no wrestling background, nothing. He's been training 2 years. He's one of the hardest working guys we have in the gym. He shows up after work. He works a graveyard shift. He shows up in the morning. He trains. He goes to his boxing gym before that. He rests during the mid-afternoon, and then he comes and does night classes, and then he goes to work. He's been training 2 years. He's 5-0 now, and he won the Knockout Promotions title and the California State title. So it's a testament to these guys, the work they put in.
And I have a distinct feeling that obviously you talk about adversity, and you know, you've probably shared some of those adversities with some of your guys, right? And they see, well, if Coach Chad can do it, then what am I bickering about, right?
Yeah, we talk every single day. Any of my guys will tell you that the biggest thing we do is talk. I mean, we train hard, we put in work, but the biggest thing we probably do is we talk about this. We develop the mind. Every single practice. There's not a practice that goes by where we're not working on something in the mindset.
No, and mindset is something that, I mean, is sorely missed in society today. So you talked about adversity a bit. What would be your advice for anybody that's struggling with any bit of depression or adversity that they're facing in their life?
Adversity is a necessary evil for you to get to where you're supposed to be going. And that's really what it is. The problem is that when we see it and it's happening to us, we don't look at it as a positive, a negative that's happening in the moment. But down the road, you're going to need to reflect on that moment that you got past so you can have the strength for whatever it is that you need to overcome. You know, David Goggins said one of the best things I've ever heard is you have to have a callous mind. And the only way you have a callous mind is by going through things and developing a callous. Just like with your hands, right? Your hands get cut up, you develop the callous, and now you can grab things stronger. You got to do that to your mind. The only way you get a callous mind is by going through some of the most horrific things, overcoming it. And you know what? That scab might get ripped off again, and you have to go ahead and keep going. So as many times it takes to get ripped off, you keep going, you build that callus, and then you're going to have the tools to be stronger and ready to go for whatever's in front of you.